On this episode of Down on the Street, Dan meets up with Flagship Brewery's very own Jay Sykes. Next on Dan on the Street.
We're about to meet Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. Talking anything with Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. 10314, just knock on Grace Foundation's door. If you really want to meet Dan on the street, yeah. Dan on the street.
Today we're joined by Jay Sykes from the Flagship Brewing Company and a couple different participants from the Dayhab crew with Kenneth and Jenna. How are you guys?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Not many people are brewers of beer. How and why did you get this started?
So I started out prior to opening the brewery, I was in beer distribution, which means pretty much I sold beer for another company around New York City. I got to know some of the other brewers that were brewing outside of Staten Island, pretty much in Brooklyn. I saw what they brought to their neighborhood and their community, and I kind of wanted to bring that model back home to my hometown in Staten Island.
You were mentioning before, you were the first brewery back to Staten Island since the 90s, correct?
That's correct, yeah. There was Harbor Ale that was here in the 90s, that was around for a short time, and then we brought it back in 2014, we opened our doors.
How do you come up with the name of the beer?
A lot of times it's really just sitting around with my business partners, some of the brewers, having a beer or two. A lot of times we talk about different flavor profiles, and that sometimes leads into a name. Other times we're doing a collaboration with another local business and we come up with a name like that. But again, that's another one of my favorite parts about the whole business is the whole creative aspect that you get to be able to come up with different names and take a lot of influence from different people to bring it all together.
So now you guys are located down on Minthorne Street.
That's right.
You guys have a very iconic logo. You want to share a little bit about how that came about?
Whenever you're making a logo, obviously it's a big deal, and you go back and forth, with a few different people on how you want it to look and how you want it to be displayed. With Flagship's logo, it's one of those logos where the logo is actually just our name, right? So it's the word Flagship that kind of looks like a flowing flag, which is kind of right here if you could see it. It was actually done by a local guy named Frank Guido. I went to St. Peter's High School with him. He had a design business on the side. I had thrown a million things at him. I want this in the logo, I want this. And he was like, listen, let's simplify it and think more like Pepsi or Coca-Cola, like where the name is the logo and make it kind of flowing. And he came back with this and everybody was on board, so.
Why don't you tell us about a project or two that you have coming up, something that might interest everybody and get them down to Minthorne Street?
Kind of a pillar of what we do at Flagship is local collaboration. Not really locally collaborating with other breweries, but with other businesses, and a lot of times that they have a really good foundation behind them as well of whatever they're doing, or there's some sort of flavor profile to what they're doing. So we've done Bravest with the Tunnels to Towers Foundation, which we give 50% back to that unbelievable organization. And the newest one that we have is going to be with Superior Chocolate. And if you're from Staten Island, you grew up here, Superior Chocolate is a long-standing chocolatier here on Staten Island. We're working with a gentleman named Bill Young over there. It's a fantastic guy, and we're coming out with a cream ale that's actually supposed to emulate white chocolate. We're super excited about it. The can came out really cool. It's kind of got like a retro Willy Wonka type of feel to it, and I've tried it off the tank, and the beer's coming out great, so we're super excited about that.
That sounds great. Well, thanks, Jay, for joining us. Kenneth and Jenna, thanks for being partners with us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys very much.
And we're wrapping up with Grace 10314, and this segment's called Dan on the Street.